Today, we're building this awesome medieval tavern, block by block together, including a really great looking interior design. Let's do this. Today, I thought it'd be fun to make a medieval tavern together. We're going to do it block by block, so I'm going to show you how to build this bit, and this bit, and this bit, and this bit, and also this bit, and this bit. Got that? Brilliant, let's go. This is the primary palette that we're going to use, although there are going to be the odd extra block that we'll be merging in as we go. Take a screenshot, pause the video, get loads of all of these blocks. Let's do this. This is your building floor plan. I've put how many blocks there are on each wall up on the screen now so you can work it out for yourself. But do make sure you give yourself a bit more space around that because we've got to do a little bit of landscaping and a courtyard and all that kind of thing too. I'm going to try and make this tavern from the ground up so it's easy for you to follow. And the first thing I'm going to do is put the internal floors. I'm using this stripped spruce wood because I think it lends itself really perfectly to this type of build. I am going to try and make sure that all the grains face in the same direction. I don't want them getting all mixed up because that just won't look quite right for this part of the build. Next, I'm going to follow the blocks that I've put on the floor already with the same block. So here I've got some stone and brick, here I've got some mud, here I've got oak, and I've got more mud bricks coming around. I'm just going to do that in a single row all the way around the outside. Now we're going to mostly repeat that on a second level. Before we do, I do want to put in some windows. So I'm going to count from this corner. I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to place 2 windows in there. So you can see it's 2 panes of glass. And I'm going to leave the rest free. I'm going to come along and come in 1, 2 panes of glass just there. Leave the rest free. On this one here, I'm going to put a pane of glass. And on this side here, I'm going to put a pane of glass. And then here you can place a pane of glass there. Leave a gap, pane of glass. Coming around the back, you can leave 2 gaps, pane of glass, leave 2 gaps, pane of glass, come around the back here, leave a gap here, so you've got 1, 2, and then 3, 1, 2, and then 3, and another one, so that's 1, and then 2, and on this side we're going to leave 1, 2 gap, we're going to put 2 space, 1, 2 gap, we're going to put 2 space, 1, 2 gap, and then just 1. We're also then going to put 1 piece of glass right there, and 1 piece of glass right there just on the edge. This is the back of the building. We're then going to grab these blocks and we're going to put another row of mud bricks all the way around this side like this. We're then going to put a second row of these oak planks on there, and then we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to get these bricks here and we're going to place these mud bricks on top of the stone bricks all the way across on that side, and then coming on this side as well, we're going to place stone bricks all the way across on this side too. You'll notice we've left these 4 open. That's deliberate because we're going to get a stone wall there, stone wall there, stone wall there, and a stone wall there. And then finally for this second level, we're going to come inside, and wherever we've got a gap in our wall from the inside of the building, we're going to place a door there, coming this side, door, come around this side, door, come around this side, and a door. All of those are spruce doors. Now I'm actually going to put some stuff inside in a moment. Before I do that, I'm just going to repeat all the way along, except over the doors, exactly what we've just put in. So mud bricks all the way around here, leave the door, mud bricks all the way around here like that. I'm then going to put more glass on top of the glass. So we've got like a 2 high window there and there. Same on this side, 2 high window there, 2 high window right there. And then what I'm going to do over the door is I'm going to get mud brick stairs upside down over the door. I'm going to put that mud brick stairs upside down over that door. I'm going to put another wall on each of these walls as well. And then over on the planks, I'm going to again increase this up over the planks exactly like that. The only difference with this is we're only going to put 1 high window on here. We're not going to put 2. I'm going to put an oak stair above the door and the window. The other exception is this small inset window here, just next to those oak planks. That's just going to be a single high window as well. All the other windows all the way around are 2 high. We're then going to repeat 1 more row all the way around, except this time over these windows we're going to be placing one of these brick steps like that and like that. Everything else is exactly the same all the way around the building. Let's start to plan out some of the inside space now, otherwise it'll be difficult to be able to see later. I'm going to create a way to get up to the second level, and I'm going to do that by using these steps along this inside wall like that, and then I'm going to place upside down steps on there like that. We will eventually put a ceiling into this section, but not quite yet. And then we're just basically going to decorate it up the way you'd expect to see the inside of a tavern. I'm going to put in some crafting tables randomly around the place because they got quite a nice texture. I'm going to use some of these furnaces as well because furnaces look a little bit like a fireplace, so we can certainly use them as such. And then I'm also going to be using things like barrels and also actual campfires to create some interesting shapes. Another great reason to put your internals in before you put your roof on is because you can see the mistakes you might have made. I'm going to make that window smaller because that way I can make this fire pit fit much better into the room, like that. So this is the internal of the downstairs. It looks a lot more complicated than this, I absolutely promise you. We've got upside down dark oak steps for the windowsills. We've got right way up oak steps for chairs. We've got scaffolding that are acting as tables. We've got the big old pot in the middle there, and that's got a glow frame just to give it a little bit of an extra edge. We've got little pots with little flowers in. We've got some paintings up on the walls. I've kept the paintings small because otherwise they're a little bit overwhelming. This fireplace is nothing more than a few slabs with a campfire in the middle of it, and the slabs going over the top as well. This is a composter with some leaves on top, and then you've got barrels at the back there with a tripwire hook to look like a tap. Under here we've got these steps. These are again oak steps. These are dark oak fences. I've put these trapdoors on top because that would stop a villager from being able to get out if you decided to trap one inside. So now we can start building up the structure a little bit more. We're going to do this a little bit more block by block, but first of all we're going to place a square. This is a 5 by 5 square, or is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not. It's a 7 by 5 square, and we're going to fill it up with cobblestone. It's not going to stay exclusively cobblestone because it could look a little bit boring, but we're going to put it mainly cobblestone, and then we're going to fleck into it the odd stone brick and the odd mossy stone brick as well, just to give a bit of texture. Something like that, but you choose a pattern that suits you. We'll be detailing up all of the flooring both in this alcove and outside a lot more later. We're going to start at this end, and we're going to create a slope by coming up the height of this wall here 3 high like that. So that's going to create like a side roof that comes down in that direction, and then we're going to carry on at that height across to the end of the wall on both sides. This central area here we're going to raise by 1 block, and then we're going to get a solid block and place it on top of these wall compartments, and then we're going to start to arch this across. And I'm going to do that by grabbing some stone brick stairs there, some stone brick stairs there on both sides, and then we're going to get a stone brick slab. I'm going to place stone brick slab there, there and there. And again on the other side exactly the same. You can see that gives us quite a nice archway through into this courtyard. We're then going to carry over this brick so as it's continuous with this wall. So far it should look like that, and then with this plank we're going to create a diamond coming up like that. We don't want to have anything on this block and nothing on this block either. And then we're going to create again a diamond on this side, coming across 5, then coming across 3, and then coming up 1 just like that. And then on this side we're going to continue the wall on here, not on this part at all, but just on here along the outside. And then when you get to this wall we're going to come across 1 high just like we did on the other side. And to help guide us, we're now going to use some of this acacia, and we're going to place this acacia step all the way along the edge there, place an acacia step all the way along the edge there, acacia step, to create this sloping roof just with steps. And then in this last one we're not going to use acacia step, we're going to use a stone step, and this is going to represent the leading that edges off one of these roofs like that. But that's very flat and ugly, isn't it? So we're going to edge 1 out on each side like that, and then we're going to underpin with the acacia like this. On this side we're going to place acacia there, there and there, and then we're going to come around the other way, place it there, there and there, so we get a bit of a gable end. But of course again we need to overhang that, otherwise it's going to be pretty ugly. So it's going to come out 1 spot. We're going to underpin that there, underpin that there, that there and that there, and we're also going to have it on this side as well. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bring it out so as we've got a little bit of depth on both sides. There, there and there. Underpin again using the same step, and then on this one we're going to go upside down and forwards like that. We'll do something with that section in just a moment, don't worry. I know it looks odd, but we're going to sort it out. Now on this little inset wall here along the top we're going to place an upside down step there, upside down step there, and upside down step there. That is dark oak. And then using the dark oak slab, at the top half of the slab, we're going to place it there and there. We're then going to increase the height of this wall by one more block. And that's because we're going to do the same effect, but one block higher. One there, there, all the way across. I know we've got a hole there, we'll do something like that in a minute, don't worry. And there, just like that, and then we're going to grab the slabs and place them in between those holes. And we're going to repeat that pattern along the back wall here and along the side wall here as well. Now what this has done is create a separation from this wall and the wall above it, which is just as well because it's going to be made of something else. Get yourself some spruce wood and place it on the end. Spruce wood here, place it on the end and count in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another one from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another one, and you find you can stick a space and then a block, a space and then a block. You're then going to get some stripped birch wood. You're going to place 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. On this side, you're going to get some oak planks, and you're going to place oak planks all the way along there, 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 and there. Now, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm thinking it could really do with this block being switched out to one of those spruce woods. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up one more level with each of the blocks that is currently in existence. So there, 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 all the way along. And again, this is going to come along as well, exactly in the same way. In fact, we're going to bring this one up one as well, like that. And we're now going to start to put in some window. First off, we're going to place that there. I'm going to bring these along with just the logs. And then I'm going to get some glass, and we're going to place the glass inside each of these, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're also going to place glass there and there, and also there and there. And that's going to give us a nice amount of window on the outside. We then want to come on this side, and we're going to place a single pane of glass right there, and we're going to put oak around it to create that window as well. We're then going to come up one more level, and we're now going to put an upside down step like we did on the lower level. We're just going to put a solid block all the way across, put that there, put that there. These are going to come across as single high windows. However, these are going to be double high windows. So I'm going to place blocks like this, and then they're going to come along like that, and that's going to place like that. So you can see we've got some differential shape coming in the front of the building. We're going to do the same along the side as well. We're going to place an oak beam there, and then we're going to get one of those blocks, and we're going to come up 1, 2, and 3. We're going to place some temporary blocks so as we can put them on top, like across there like that, and then we're going to get rid of those temporary blocks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come along and we're going to count in 1 and 2, and actually what we want to do is exchange that block for one of our wood blocks, and then we come in, exchange that block for one of our wood blocks. That's going to come up 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're going to be solid, they're going to be open, they're going to be solid. We're going to place our window there and there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get more of these blocks on top, because these are going to be one high windows. Place that there, that there, that there, and that there. And then we're going to run across the top here with a big beam. On the front, we're going to place a block on top of all of these areas like this. And obviously we're going to stick one of our stripped birch on top of those windows just to keep that continuous. However, what we're going to do is we're going to come across with a solid beam there. And on this side, we're going to come across with a solid beam like that. And we're starting to build the structure of this side of the building. We're then going to get another 2 glass on top of each of these. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Place 2 blocks in between each of those. Grab one of these blocks, place it on top of the glass, and then place another block on each of those exactly like that. This is going to turn into a gable end in just a moment, but we need to build up the rest of this, which includes putting another level of this stripped birch all the way along this side, and then repeating the pattern that we've got on this side on this other side as well. So space, 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 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we should be level with that block there. Yes, we are. We can pop that there, all the way along, and then just repeat what we've got on that wall. So you should get something that looks a little bit like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build up this section of the wall, and this is actually going to go slightly higher. So we're going to pop that there, 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 and there. So we've got 2 blocks between. We're then going to place glass there, we're going to place 2 more blocks there, and we're going to come across again with more blocks on the edge. We need to bring this up to meet it, obviously. And then what we're going to do is we are eventually going to bring these on this side and also on this side, but we'll be doing that in just a moment. Because first I'm going to place a top slab there and also a top slab there. That's going to act as a windowsill. I don't want to use a stair because I want it to be very short and very flat. I don't want to have that curve of the stair. We're going to do some augmentation on this in just a moment, but not quite yet. What we are going to do is we're going to get the acacia stairs because we need to start building up the stairway here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to place our stairs on this block right there. We're going to come across and create that stair effect, and we are going to come out 1 block. I'm going to do the same on this side. That's temporary, then come across all the way and then come out 1 block like that. We're going to do an upside down on that, and then we're going to create the gable all the way to the top. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to have a standard 12-12 gable on this one, which means we're going to have stairs just going upside down, right way round, upside down, right way round, all the way until they meet in the middle. We're then going to repeat that on this side of the windows by coming across these 5 blocks, and it should meet that wall. And then we're going to go up 1, coming across those 5 blocks, and on this side we're going to come across until we meet this pillar right there. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to take that block and that block, and then we're going to increase that and that, take that block and that block, increase that, and then increase that block again. So we've got that kind of triangle shape. This triangle shape is what's going to lead us in our roof building. So we're going to come up along there, come up 1, 2 and 3. That is going to come out 1 again to give us our depth. Again on the other side, out 1 to give us our depth. We're going to place that upside down there, and that's going to come forwards again. We're going to sort something out with that roof. We'll do exactly the same on the other side. We're then going to underpin this area with the same block like that and like that. Then what we can do in a moment, not quite yet, is we can bring these roofs together. But I think what we need to do is make sure that we've got it on both sides first. What I'm going to do now is even out these walls a little bit. So I'm going to bring this up level with this wall here. So that is that block, another 2 levels just like that. And then I'm going to do the same as I did on the other side, and I'm going to grab stair, 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 and then on this side slab and slab, and that brings that wall level with that one. Now I've just noticed that I've made a mistake here, and I said I thought I had earlier on. So that's coming out. I'm going to take that and turn that into oak planks, and then I'm going to grab this, I'm going to bring it out forwards like that. That's how that should be. I'm much happier with that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get one of those. That's going to go there. That's going to trim that side of the wall also. We're going to come along, we're going to get one of those. That's going to go there. That's going to trim that side of the wall again to the same height. Make sure they're all facing the same way. And then again, this is going to trim up to the same level as well. We're also going to stick another one here in just a moment, but what I want to do is I want to bring out this oak, and not on the outset bit. I know on that side we did it on the outset, but on this one we're just coming along on the inside, and we're going to create a wall that is 1, 2, 3 high, and then we're going to put in another window right there, just like we'd have on that side. On the inside here, we're going to even up these walls by popping that block there and bringing up a wooden wall right to the top. That makes this the same shape and size in both directions. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue this style of wall around this side and then around this side. And to achieve that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a block and we're going to bring this to the corner like that. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in that gap, and on this side unfortunately it's 8, but it's the only way it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, but that's okay. We're going to grab ourselves some of this stripped birch. We're going to come all the way along the bottom there. We're going to do the same on this side, all the way along the bottom there, and then we're going to start to build in windows in exactly the same way as we have here, just 1 high. So we need another level first, then we're going to grab windows, and because this is 7 we can have a window there, have a window there and a window there. Create that shape. They're only going to be 1 high like we just mentioned. Come in across like that, and then once we've achieved that we can come across with that post, and on this side we're going to come along 1, going to place a space there and a space there. Get some windows, and that can be double window there, and then 2 in the middle. And then bring this up along, just like that, and then bring a post exactly the same way along this side as well. And then you can run that roof all the way to the end. And then again, evening it up on this side, we need a roof strut there, and then we also need one there and there. You'll notice it's the same level as the window as it is on this side, so you've got it nice and symmetrical. And then you can bring that out so as it juts out and gives a little bit of depth, and underpin it in exactly the same way. This is going to end up as the gable just at the other side. We now need to build the wall in on this side, and this is going to come out there, and exactly the same on this side all the way up to the top. Now we are going to build just a solid wall, but what this is going to become in a moment is a little bit of punch out with a few gaps and windows and that kind of thing on the outside. But what this allows us to do now is to finish off this section of roof to make sure that it looks the way we want it to look. So that's going to come along there, and then we can repeat on the other side and create a roof that's kind of a bit of a star shape because these gables meet up in the middle. What you'll find is you've got this weird gap. If you come around sideways, that will close that gap up completely and you won't have any air spots. Complete your roof off like that. These are solid acacia blocks, but we've got this bit showing. So come in with 2 slabs there, and then come in with another 2 slabs there, because that just finishes off the shape and it makes it look a little bit more interesting. Because we want to create a small gable on the end, and we don't want this to come flapping all the way around. So I'm going to place 2 stairs on either side there, and we're going to wrap that. We're going to come along the other side, and we're going to wrap it up to and including that roof, and then we're going to wrap this all the way around there as well. We're going to come on this side, we're going to wrap this up to there, and we're going to wrap this across to that roof as well. Now what's going to happen here is we're going to create a kind of rectangular roof going upwards with a gable bit at the top. So we want to start wrapping this gable up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this block, I'm going to put that along, and then I'm going to place 2 blocks like that. So that's the shape that I'm looking for. And then I'm going to place that there and that there, that there and that there, and then pop that out so as we've got a little bit of depth. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to complete the roof off as if it is a roof that feeds into this side of the house. Now what I really want to do now is create the next level. I'm going to do that by getting myself some dark oak planks. I'm using dark oak planks simply because it's the same as this staircase here, and I think it looks quite good offset against those brick, and bring it all the way along to fill out right the way up to and including this area here. And obviously carry on your steps so it meets it at the top. And we're going to deal with these ugly mud bricks by putting a layer of steps all the way around the outside, which will give us a continuous floor pattern. And that can act as stairs, I guess, or whatever, maybe seats. You can decide what you're going to do with them. Now this floor is going to be continuous all the way across and over this room, because this room is not going to be accessible from this floor. And what we're going to do is have this like that, because we've got this kind of brick area that we don't necessarily want to have the wood showing. So I'm going to get my mud bricks. I'm going to place my mud bricks upside down like that, and upside down like that, and carry on covering over with those. And then I can carry on by placing solid blocks on top of those mud brick slabs, just to give this kind of feeling of raising up as we go over this section, which I just thought would be quite nice to raise up so you can see out of the windows. It gives just a different perspective and a different feel for the inside. And then as we come across like this, we can then carry on with our stairs and come downwards again, or if you wish to, you can just come straight across like that. And then internally, where you've got windows with a gap, I recommend you popping yourself some sills on those windows so as you can place something decorative on them in just a moment like that. I'd also place one there, and one there, and one there, and one there, and also under here as well. I've decorated the inside up here as if this is kind of the sleeping quarters, the inn part of the inn. We've got a lot of beds, some doubles, some singles. We've got chests for storage of your stuff. I've put things to stand lamps things to stand sea lanterns on because they look like cups or mugs. We've even got some pops with some flowers in, and then in the middle we've got a grand eating space, and I think they're having chicken tonight by the look of it. And now what we need to do is connect up the dots with all of these stairs to create the roof. But in the middle of this roof here, I'm going to create a clock tower. It's going to be one block there, and I'm going to put a block on either side of those. One block there, block on either side of those. It's going to come across so as it's 3 there. That's going to come across as it's 3 there, and that's going to be 3 there. That's going to be the size of the clock tower, and I'm going to come up another one level with this. I'm going to bring the corners up, otherwise that will look a little bit odd. And then above that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my, where's it gone? I'm going to bring in my solid wood, and we're going to get a row of wood going all the way around the outside like this. Finish that off, and there, and then we're going to get wood there, wood there, wood there, wood there, 3 high, and then on the 4th one we're going to create another set of cross beams, which gives us a 3 by 3 square in each of those areas, and we're going to fill that 3 by 3 square in with some more stripped birch. How we're going to do it is we're going to put a block there which is temporary, we're going to place that there, I'm going to come across and create an inset 3 by 3 cube like that, and then we're going to fill the entire block in like that. That is brilliant. I'm just going to try and make sure that all the grains are going in the right way. I'm then going to get a glow frame, which I hope I've got. Yes, I do, and an arrow. Now it's only 1 arrow, ideally you'd have 2, but we'll place 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there, and we're going to put an arrow in, and we'll say that that is the time. That kind of works, he says, smiling at himself a little bit. I'm going to place buttons around the clock face just to give it a little bit of texture. And then we need to put a tower on top of the clock face, obviously, and we're going to do this again with our acacia wood and just create ourselves a very basic roof that goes up in a pyramid shape. So the roof should end up looking a little bit like that, but what I also want to do is bring in a bit of a chimney. Now I appreciate the chimney's not actually connected to anything inside the building, but you know, sometimes you just got to have a chimney, otherwise it doesn't look right. So I'm putting a chimney shape there. I'm going to bring it up and around to a fairly decent size, you can see, until we've got that going on. Now I'm going to break this up with some stairs and some slabs and just make it a little bit more structured. And there's our chimney, slightly rickety as it should be, and we've got 4 of the new pot shapes on the top of a few campfires because they make great chimney pots. Now that is the basic shape all sorted. You know, you could even live in that if you wanted to, but we've got 0 detailing on it. And the first thing we need to do is dress the windows up, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to have an upside down dark oak step just dressing around all of these windows. And some of these windows are going to need shutters, so I'm placing some shutters either side. On these higher windows we're going to be using slabs, a little bit like we did over there under each of the windows like that, and also the top ones as well. It also helps to break up that big solid piece of kind of birch, which is nice. It's actually a really nice colour, but what you need is to break it up a little bit with a darker colour to make it look a little bit more medieval, maybe even a touch Tudor. You can see that's already made a difference, but what we're going to do now is going to make an even bigger one. We're going to start to use these trap doors to break up the big lumps of colour. It's going to give a little bit more depth, but more importantly it's going to texture up the outside and make it look a little bit more rustic looking. I filled in this gable end with the birch, but it looks very, very plain, so we're going to try and unplane it, and then what we can do is we can start to open up some windows and then grab these stairs and start to put stairs the correct way round up the top. I can then dangle myself one of those on each, and I'll do that at the other end as well. Most of that detailing is now complete. We've got a few things we need to do. We need to rough up these roofs by placing some solid blocks in there and maybe some stripped acacia as well. But what we're going to also do is put in some bushes. We need to lay some land out all the way around here, and instead of this solid green, and maybe the odd detail in the form of a button So a button there, such as that, so as it looks like it's actually been pinned together. Bushes, stairs, buttons and trapdoors make a massive difference. I'm now going to rough up this roof like I said I was going to. That roof looks much better, looks like it's a little bit grubby and maybe smeared as a result of the weather. Now we're just going to work a little bit on this ground. Now we can detail this up quite nicely just by taking out the solid blocks and popping in some little channels of steps. That looks like it's a bit more cobbled and a little bit more worn, and what we can even do is we can create a guttering system that kind of makes the water travel through, and if I waterlog these blocks we'll find that we've got just a little system going from that area there all the way down into that kind of looks like a bit of a drain pipe, doesn't it, down there. That drain is now in and waterlogged. I've added some lampposts here so we've got lighting all the way around the outside, and this bit here is going to be somewhere where you can put your horse. So I'm going to place a horse in there, pop a lead on it like that, and then put the lead right on there. Now that horse is tethered and whoever was riding it can go inside and have a beer. What I need to do now is just decorate it up a little bit more with some bushes, some flowers, some pots and that kind of thing. I'll be back when I'm done. And I think we are just about done. We've rode it round some azalea leaves, oak leaves and also some spruce leaves, and we put plenty of decoration including some torch flowers, pots. We've got the horses that always insist on standing on the cauldrons. Why do they do that? Barrels and a lot of other little details too, just to make it look like it's an oasis of life waiting to come and help you. I would challenge anybody to look to this and ride past it without wanting to stop for the night or at least for a meal and a drink. So whether you chose to follow that along block by block, or whether you're just going to gain inspiration from it, or whether you're going to do something completely different, I really appreciate the fact that you watched the video all the way through to the end. Thank you very much. I'd really like to see what you've done with it. Maybe post a picture in my Discord. The link to that is down in the description below and you'd be very welcome. It's an amazing community. And if there's something you'd like to see me try and build, do let me know in the comments. It'd be great to hear from you and your opinion. And I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.